So I really wasn't planning on filming a video today, but uh, something happened, or something was happening, that made me want to communicate this thought to you. So I'm a little frustrated right now, which is usually the case with the life of an artist. Okay, let me tell you what was going on. So I went for a run this morning, my usual Saturday run. It's a long run. It was very humid out, incredibly humid out. And by the time I got home, I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but by the time I got home, my voice was ringing in my ears because my sinuses were all blocked up, and I was having trouble catching my breath because of the humidity. And so I came in and I grabbed bite to eat, as I want to do after a long run. And then I got in the shower, and after I got out of the shower, I started working on a song, because I have an opportunity that's coming up that is, shall I say, monumental for me. It is something that I have been, I can't really say anything about it because it's sort of hush hush right now. But this is something that I have been hoping for since the 80s. It's an opportunity that, quite honestly, when I think about it enough, it kind of makes me weep that I have this opportunity presented in front of me. Now, it makes me weep because of how much it means to me, how much it has meant to me since the 80s. But at the same time, it scares me to death. And I'll tell you why. I'm an artist, and what I do means it is inexplicably profound to me. And most of my life as an artist, and this is going to sound really cheesy, and hopefully some of you can relate, but most of my life as an artist, I have wanted to be able to call myself a singer. But for the most part, I have pretty much said I'm an actor who can sing. And this opportunity requires quite the opposite, that I have to be a singer, a legit singer. And I have been working very hard to get my voice back into shape so I can pull this off. So today, when I came home after this run, and my sinuses were a little crazy, and I was hearing my voice in my ears, and it was very strange, I went ahead and sang through this one particular song that I have been longing to sing on stage for decades. And it didn't go well today. And I kept going, and I kept going, and I kept going, and I was absolutely convinced that I had to nail it today. Now, this opportunity isn't going to happen for quite a while. And I reached out to my voice teacher, and I said, having some trouble, and she gave me some prompts to say, do this. And I was like, okay, I'll do that. And I did it, and I kept trying, and I kept trying, and I kept trying. And it just wasn't coming out of my mouth today the way it needs to come out of my mouth. And it hurt. I was going to say I got frustrated, but it's beyond frustration. And it hurts. And this is one of the problems. There's a fly. This is one of the problems that so many artists like myself face all the time. It's like when I am trying to convey an idea in a book. Or let's just say this. It's like when I'm trying to write the perfect sentence to convey a particular thing in a book. And every time I write it, it doesn't come out just right. And I go try it over and over and over again. And it just is not happening. So I keep plugging away at it. And eventually, I get it. Sometimes I have to step away from it to just give me some space between me and that sentence. Because at that moment, that sentence has become my nemesis. Now, I'm not going to say that this song is my nemesis because I adore this song. And I don't want it to be my nemesis. I want it to be my best friend. I want to embrace this song and make it part of me so that when I open my mouth and that song comes out, it is a wholly new thing. And today is just not that day. And here's the thing, and I'm fairly certain that everyone who has ever been on stage or has ever written a book or done anything artistic knows that when you come up against this particular wall, the more you beat your head against it, the less productive it gets. And sometimes you literally have to step back and say, not today. But there's another issue at hand. What happens, for example, if I'm performing a show? I have a performance to do. I can't wake up that day and go, not today. My voice is just not there today. You've got to do it. You've got to perform. And I have been in that kind of situation where you wake up that day and you're like, oh, my head's not there, my heart's not there. You have to find a way to get there. The same with writing. I have deadlines. I have a publisher who expects these books, these drafts. I have editors who are like, come on, bring it on. I have to deliver. But sometimes the frustration of being an artist, because what happens, it's overwhelming at times. Because when you're faced with something, and that something is challenging you, and it's frustrating you, you have to keep going. Even though I just said sometimes you have to step back a little bit. That doesn't mean you have to give up. As soon as I get done recording this video, I know me. I'm going to have to go back and try that again. And make it happen. Through sheer force of will, I have to make it happen. I have to focus on what is going wrong in this mechanism up here that is preventing that sound from coming out in the way it needs to come out. Now, this is great when I can stand in front of my voice teacher and do this, and she can go, oh, well, this is the problem, let's fix this, and blah, blah, blah. But right now, my voice teacher is busy and she's got other commitments, and I'm kind of on pause, so I'm doing this all on my own. And here's the thing about me and singing, is that I don't listen to myself, I feel it. I can always feel when something is right. I can feel when the vibrations are happening at the right level, and I know that I'm on pitch, and the placement is correct, and so I don't tend to listen to myself when I sing. I just feel it. And guess what? The same thing holds true with my writing. I feel it. And I know when a book is or a chapter or a paragraph or a sentence is right when I can feel it. When I'm writing a book and I cannot feel what's going on before me, I know something is wrong. And I think that that's part of my problem. I think that's part of the roadblock that I put in front of myself. That if I'm not feeling it, something is wrong. Fly, you're feeling it. And if you are that kind of artist, then I feel for you. Because when you cannot feel, when you're not connected to it, it almost hurts. One of the beauties of the two books that I'm writing right now, this new series that I've started, is that when I wrote the first draft of the first book, I felt it. I felt every sentence. I felt every chapter and paragraph and character. And it just came out. And the same thing is happening with the second book. I felt it. I was so deeply connected to it. And the same thing with this particular song that I'm working so hard on to get right. Because for the longest time of my life, I was fairly certain that I didn't have what it took to make this song come out of my mouth in such a way that people want to hear it. And every once in a while, when I have days like this, I feel that same thing coming, that stupid imposter syndrome that says, yeah, I don't know if you've got it in you. And I have to say, I do. I know I can feel it right here, and everywhere. I feel it. I have to be able to have it in me to perform this song because it means so much to me. And maybe that's a problem. Maybe that's part of my problem, is that I put so much importance on art, on my craft, that sometimes when I'm doing it, when I'm in the act of doing it, if I don't feel it, I immediately think that it is rubbish. And yet, here I am. I keep going. And I know, with dogged determination, I will best this song. I will. Because that's how much it means to me. And I know that the road is going to be hard and it's going to hurt. I'm going to feel agony at times because what is coming out of my mouth isn't up to my standards, and I hate to say that. I hate to be like that, but there's some truth to that. My wife calls me out on this all the time, that I set the bar too high for myself. Sometimes you just have to grab that bar and pull it down. Get over it while it's low, and then you can raise it up a little bit. Get over it while it's a little higher. Raise it up a bit, get over it, raise it up until that bar is where you think it should be. But my problem is I just take that bar and I go, whee! I throw it up to the heavens and I say, I have to reach that. Because if I don't reach that bar that is so high up into the air, I'm a failure. That's the life of an artist. And I guess the truth of the matter is sometimes that bar has to be a little flexible. Because you can't always jump out of the gate running 90 miles an hour. Sometimes you have to build up your speed until you're there where you want to be. That may or may not have been a hint as to what I'm talking about. Sorta, kinda. Anyway, I have to relax, give myself a break, and go work on that song again, because I have to get this right. Anyway, thanks for listening to me. Thanks for letting me pour out my heart and soul to you. I hope I've helped you in some way, you fellow artists out there who are so freaking wonderful and awesome, that you feed the soul of this world with your art. Know that. Accept that. Let it be a part of your truth. Thank you.